What's the most healing thing you've ever done for your inner child? The silence arrived after the fall. I was 6, a fearless climber obsessed with the old oak tree in our garden. Its sturdy branches were my castle walls, my pirate ship deck. That afternoon, reaching for a higher branch, my foot slipped, tangled somehow in a loop of old rope swing someone had left tied up years ago. Instead of scrambling, I tumbled downwards, momentum flipping me awkwardly. There was a sickening lurch, a flash of green leaves rushing past, then a hard, jarring impact as my head struck the packed earth near the roots. A brief, blinding flash of pain exploded behind my eyes, followed by a wave of dizzying disorientation, then the inevitable tears. Physically, the damage was minor. Scraped elbows, a ringing headache, a spectacular bruise blooming on my forehead. But something inside, something delicate and crucial in the intricate wiring between thought and speech, had been irrevocably jarred, snapped loose by the impact. The words that came out afterward, after the initial shock subsided, were different. Hesitant, fractured, stuck. Before the fall, I was chatterbox Maya. Words tumbled out of me easily, eagerly, a constant stream reflecting the busy world inside my head. I narrated my imaginary games, asked endless questions about clouds and bugs, sang wildly off-key songs I made up on the spot. After the fall, silence became my unwilling refuge. Speaking, attempting to translate the clear thoughts in my head into audible sounds, felt like navigating a treacherous, invisible minefield. Simple, everyday sounds became insurmountable obstacles. M's and P's felt like running full tilt into a brick wall. The sound just wouldn't come out, locking my jaw in frustrating paralysis. S's, when they emerged at all, hissed uncontrollably, drawing unwanted attention. The harder I consciously tried to force a word out, the more tangled and distorted it became, the more my face flushed with heat, the more my throat tightened in a painful knot. The effortless flow was gone, replaced by a frustrating, unpredictable dam. My parents' reaction wasn't concern for the fall's potential neurological impact, but acute embarrassment. Their carefully constructed public image, the flawless family reputation they meticulously cultivated in our small, judgmental town, couldn't accommodate a child with a sudden noticeable stutter. It was a flaw, an imperfection, a public display of something being wrong, something not measuring up to their exacting standards. Their initial response was a strained denial, hoping it was temporary. When it persisted, impatience set in. "Just slow down, Maya," Mom would say, her voice tight with poorly concealed annoyance, not sympathy. "Think before you speak. Take a breath," as if it were that simple, a matter of conscious control. Dad reacted differently. He would simply turn away when I struggled, pretending not to hear the halting sounds. Or worse, he'd cut me off mid-sentence to finish my thought impatiently, silencing the stutter before it could fully manifest its awkward presence, and, by extension, silencing me, erasing my attempt to communicate. My older brother, Ben, 2 years my senior and already adept at navigating our parents' expectations, adopted a policy of pragmatic, benign neglect. My struggle was simply background noise to him, an inconvenient static that occasionally interfered with his own life. If my stutter interrupted his train of thought during homework, or delayed an answer he wanted from me, he'd let out an audible sigh, roll his eyes, or simply talk over me as if I hadn't been attempting to speak at all. There was no overt malice in his actions, just a complete, self-absorbed lack of interest or empathy. My problem wasn't his problem. It didn't affect his standing, so it didn't register. The shame, therefore, started early, planted by my parents' visible embarrassment and impatience, nurtured by my own mounting frustration and the sting of Ben's casual dismissal. School transformed from a place of discovery into a daily trial by potential humiliation. Reading aloud in class became a recurring nightmare. Each assigned paragraph a looming sentence. Answering questions, even when I knew the answer, felt like volunteering for public mockery. Check the full story down here.